Hi everyone, welcome to our next festive food video, and today we have this platter which I think is a silver bowl full of satsumas. So that is how I am going to colour it. I'm actually going to start the satsuma with maybe a colour that you might not expect, to do a little bit of shadow before we add in our brighter sort of orangey colour. I'm actually going to use the terracotta to do a little bit of shade and shadow really at the bottom of the satsumas, like this. And Johanna's drawn some dots for us, which is very helpful, so that can guide us where we need to put this slightly darker colour. Now, I don't know whether satsumas are a big thing in all parts of the world at Christmas, but oranges are certainly always associated with Christmas. We have orange chocolate, we have orange in sort of zest and peel and things, and juice in our sort of Christmas cakes and things like that. And we eat the satsumas and oranges, I think because they're in season is all part of it, the same as sort of cranberries and things, but it's sort of all part of our sort of Christmas food really. This is a cadmium orange. It might be a little bit pale. I'd rather start with too pale and go and add some darker if necessary. I'm going to go over the top of that terracotta and bring that colour up, and then sort of fade it towards the top right a little bit. And if we need to add a bit more on after of a darker colour, we can. So I think my mum said they would always get an orange in their Christmas stocking as a treat, because they didn't really get much fresh food apart from apples. Well, they did get fresh fruit. They grew a lot of fruits. They would grow raspberries, and black currants and red currants and plum trees and apple trees and things like that. So there would always be some, but oranges were a bit more exotic, so they would be lucky to get those. Of course, didn't really have bananas and things like that. It's hard to imagine. Bananas is the best-selling fruit in the UK, I think. It's hard to imagine life without a banana. Right, we have now this sort of, to me it looks like a sort of silvery chalice. Now I want to make it look quite shiny, but I'm going to use, often I just use one silver, one grey. I'm going to use a few to just really emphasise the sort of shadows and bright shine. So I'm going to start with the Cold Grey 6, which is quite a dark pencil, and just mark in the shadow areas. So I'm going underneath this sort of, what I think would be a lip, a decorative lip on our chalice. A chalice is a cup, isn't it? I'm getting this wrong. A platter? Servier? I'm not really sure. So I'm just, it's only a line of a sort of shadow like that, and a little bit maybe under there, maybe be a bit there. That's it. Now we're going to go for a darker shade. I'm going to jump up to the Cold Grey 3. I've only got, it's only baby, and start just extending those darker areas a little bit. Now, as with all metallic, the key is to leave some white for shine, which we'll be doing later, but at the moment I'm sort of obviously doing dark areas, and then we'll slowly get lighter and leave the shine at the end. I'm beginning to do these edges to try and add some shape. Now where this bit is, I'm thinking it would be more shadowy in there. So I'm going to pop that in with this one. And then what we can do at the bottom, I'm thinking maybe start to come in from there. Darker bit at the bottom. here. Like that. And I'm thinking, maybe we'd start to have a bit there. Like that. Next, oh, that was a cold grey 4. This is the cold grey 3. Whoops, I'm really sorry. And again, I'm just going to extend now, and I'm actually probably going to start leaving my white areas because I don't want to go too pale with my grey, or else you won't see it. And I can make this pale by just applying a smaller amount. So you can see on this I'm trying to make there's sort of a white shine in the middle of each little bit. Like that. And then here I'm going to take this in to create a sort of shine in the middle. I think I'll do this bottom section first, it'll be easier. Like that. And then we can sort of work out what we're doing higher up. Put a little bit in there. Like that. And here I'm going to take it into the middle, leave a white bit in the centre. Those circles are going to be tricky, we shall worry about those in a minute. And I'm thinking if we leave the top of that a little bit white and the top of that. Now we've got this sort of bit here and these balls, they need to be done. I'm going to grab the cold grey 2 and hope that it shows up enough for those details. So for this bit first, I'm going to put a bit at each end and leave a white centre. Because this is closer to the lights, it's going to be lighter, which is why we're using a lighter pencil. And then for the balls, I'm hoping I can do a bit around the edge and leave the middle white. I haven't managed that. I've gone over. Let's go over the whole thing. We'll use a white pen to help us. So here's my white pen. I'm not going to draw any shine on the oranges. They wouldn't have shine. Orange skin is very... Let's put a little dot in the middle. Orange skin is very dull, so it doesn't reflect. But we're going to leave that like that. I'm quite pleased with that. It was quite fun. Came out as I imagined. Well, as I hoped. I can't really imagine things, but you know, that's cool. So there is our orange platter, which I think looks very Christmassy, oddly, but you know. And so that's us for today. So thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe if you're not subscribed. It does make a really big difference to the channel to allow the videos to be shown to more people. It's a very loud train going past, so that helps. And you also get notifications when my videos come out. If you don't want those, you can cancel those even and continue to be a subscriber, and as I say, it does make a difference. So thank you for that, and for all of you that are already subscribed. So I hope you have a really lovely day and happy colouring.